Reporting what somebody said. In this last learning activity of English.work 7, you will learn how to report other people's words in different contexts by changing the tense of speech. For that purpose, we will do a review of the different tenses learned so far in order to contrast direct speech with reported speech. In addition, you will learn some vocabulary related to crime and punishment. Introductory material. Dear learner, this material will help you study the topics related to Learn Activity 4. You will learn about 1. Reported speech, 2. Crime and punishment vocabulary. Let's begin. 1. Reported speech. Read the following stories about a girl who dated 2 different men. Reported speech to tell what another person said. We must make a distinction between direct speech and reported speech. Have a look at the following tables. Direct speech, reported speech. Do you want to dance? He asked if I wanted to dance. We are going to the best restaurant in the city. He told me that we were going to the best restaurant of the city. I left my wallet at home and I don't have money. He said he had left his wallet at home and he didn't have money. Can you pay for the dinner? So he asked if I could pay for the dinner.
Other tenses change like this. Direct speech. Present simple. I work at night. Reported speech. Past simple. He said he worked at night. Present continuous. I am reading a book. Past continuous. He told me he was reading a book. Past simple. I lost my wallet. Past perfect. He said he had lost his wallet. Past continuous. I was jogging. Past perfect continuous. He told me he had been jogging. Present perfect. I have seen the film. Past perfect. He said he had seen the film. Present perfect continuous. I have been working out. Past perfect continuous. He told me he had been working out. Past perfect. I had cut myself. Past perfect. He said he had cut himself. Past perfect continuous. I had been dancing. Past perfect continuous. He told me he had been dancing. Will. I will buy a car. Would. He said he would buy a car.
Modal verbs change like this. Direct speech. Reported speech. Modal verb, sentence. Can. I can speak English. Could. He told us he could speak English. May. I may arrive late. Might. He said he might arrive late. Must. I must apply for a scholarship. Must. Had to. He told her he must had to apply for a scholarship. Note, the word that is optional after say and tell. Direct speech, reported speech, tense, sentence. Present simple, I work at night. Past simple, he said that he worked at night. Present continuous, I am reading a book. Past continuous, he told her that he was reading a book. Note, you can use said and told in reported speech, but they are used differently. You can't use said with an object pronoun. You must use told with an object pronoun. Correct. He told us he was coming. He told her he loved her. Incorrect. Note, pronouns also change in reported speech. Direct speech, tense, sentence. Past simple, I lost my wallet. Past perfect, I had cut myself. Reported speech, tense, sentence. Past simple, he said he had lost his wallet. Past perfect, he said he had cut himself. Note, time expressions also change in reported speech. Vocabulary. In this part, we are going to study crime and punishment and vocabulary related to it. Crime is an illegal activity such as murder or robbery. Punishment is a penalty imposed on someone who is convicted of a crime. It could be, for example, time in prison or a fine. Note, there is an important difference between criminal law and civil law. Criminal law deals with matters such as murder. Civil law deals with matters such as contracts or divorce. The police are not normally involved in civil law. A. Types of crime. The following are the most common types of crime. Crime definition. Abduction, kidnapping. Taking a person to a secret location using force. Armed robbery. Using a weapon to steal. Arson, setting fire to a place on purpose. Assault, hurting another person physically. Attempted murder, trying to kill someone but failing. Burglary, breaking and entering. Going into another person's home or business with force. Child abuse, injuring a child on purpose. Domestic violence, physical assault that occurs within the home. Drug trafficking, trading illegal drugs. Drunk driving, driving after having too much alcohol. Fraud, lying or cheating for business or monetary purposes. Hijacking, holding people hostage, usually on a plane. Murder, homicide, taking someone's life through violence. Ransom, a sum of money demanded in exchange for someone or something that has been taken. Shoplifting, stealing merchandise from a store. Smuggling, bringing products into a country secretly and illegally. Speeding, driving over the speed limit. Terrorism, acts of crime against a group, political, religious, or another country. Theft, stealing. Torture, extremely cruel and unfair treatment, often towards prisoners. Vandalism, damaging public or private property, for example, with spray paint. White-collar crime, breaking the law in business. B. Types of punishment. These are the most common types of punishment. Punishment, example, offense. Definition. traffic ticket, speeding, parking. Leaves mark on driving record involves paying a fine. License suspension, drunk driving. Driving rights are removed for a certain period of time. Fine, hunting out of season. Pay money as punishment for minor, petty crime. House arrest, a young offender who is waiting to go to court. Remain in one's home for a certain period of time. Community service, a youth that steals a car for the first time. Do volunteer work such as teaching children about crime or cleaning up garbage. Jail time, man who assaults his wife. Spend a certain amount of months or years locked away from society. Life in prison, a man or woman who commits homicide. Spend the rest of one's life in prison with no chance of going back into society. C. Questions related to crime. The following boxes will present common questions that are asked in context related to crime. 1. Questions from lawbreakers or suspected criminals. Why did you pull me over? Have I done something wrong? Is this illegal? What are my rights? Can I call a lawyer? Where are you taking me? Can I make a phone call? 2. Questions police may ask a suspected criminal. Are you carrying illegal drugs? Do you have a weapon? Does this belong to you? Whose car is this? Where were you at 8 last night? 3. Informing someone of laws and police procedures. You are under arrest. Put your hands on your head. I am taking you to the police station. Please get into the police car. You will have to pay a fine for this. I will give you a warning this time. I'm going to write you a ticket. We'll tow your car to the station. Smoking in restaurants is illegal in this country. It is against the law to do drugs in public. Have a look at the following images and their descriptions. See how the actual speech is reported by someone else. Direct speech. A thief broke into the shop last night and stole some money. Reported speech. Maria told me that a thief had broken into the shop last night and had stolen some money. Direct speech. A homicide took place yesterday in the village. Reported speech. The people from the village said that a homicide had taken place there yesterday. Direct speech. Someone is drunk driving on the highway. Reported speech. A friend told me that someone had drunk driving along the highway. Direct speech. A man is assaulting another man. Reported speech. The police reported that a man was assaulting another man. Direct speech. A mugger stole her purse. Reported speech. My friend told me a mugger had stolen her purse. Direct speech. A man has committed vandalism. Reported speech. People from the neighborhood told the police that a man had committed vandalism. Direct speech. An unknown perpetrator committed arson at a mansion outside of town. Reported speech. The authorities reported a perpetrator committed arson at a mansion outside of town. Direct speech. The father of the girl who was kidnapped is paying a ransom to the kidnapper. Reported speech. The news report said that the father of the girl that was kidnapped was paying a ransom to the kidnapper today. Direct speech. A teenager had shoplifted for years at a major supermarket. Reported speech. The supermarket employees told the police a teenager had shoplifted at the supermarket for years. Contextualization. Watch the following news report about a robbery. Have you ever witnessed a robbery?
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to LPQ News Network. I'm Natasha Lieberman reporting from our headquarters. We have some breaking news coming in from the downtown area. Apparently, a group of armed men has broken in and entered the local bank offices located at Woodhouse Lane in an attempt to rob the bank. Bystanders report that the bank employees have been subjected to force and threats by the criminals. Let's now move to the scene where our reporter, John Payne, has been following the events. Hello, John. What's happening right now at the bank?
Good afternoon, Natasha. Tragic news happening here since, as you mentioned before, an armed bank robbery is happening right now at the Woodhouse Lane offices of the local bank. The robbers entered the bank a few minutes after midday and apparently threatened those inside in order to obtain cash. As far as we know, the robbers are armed. At this point, they have been inside the bank for almost 2 hours. During the events, a policeman has been hurt when he tried to approach the robbers to negotiate. We are going to speak to police officer and a few bystanders who have witnessed the events. Good afternoon, Officer Carter. Good afternoon, John. First thing I would like to ask you is about the people inside the bank right now. What do you know about them? Are they all right? Well, it is difficult to know for sure because there were more than 50 people inside the place when the robbers broke in. 4 hostages who were in bad health were released 1 hour after the assault started. What we know about the other hostages is what they have told us. What did they say? Well, basically, one of them said the rest of the hostages were okay. He said that the hostages were not being threatened violently and that they had been kept apart in a room where they had access to water and toilet facilities. It is good to know that they are fine. But what are the robbers asking for? What do they want for the hostages? Again, what we know is what the hostages that were released told us. We have not established any point of contact with the bandits. Did they send a message with the released hostages? Yes, that's right. What they have reported to us is that the robbers have actually taken up a large amount of money with them. So, what they want is to leave the place with the cash without getting hurt by the police. Otherwise, they will remain inside. Are you willing to negotiate with them under these conditions? Absolutely not. What we have stated is that there will be no negotiating until we make sure all the hostages are perfectly safe, and that will only occur when they become free. Sure, we all hope the bandits release them as soon as possible. I heard that a police officer had been hurt. Is that true? Yes. Unfortunately, as soon as the event started, one of our men tried to approach the bank entrance in order to speak to robbers. He was not armed at all. However, these criminals attacked him. They shot at him. He was hurt in one of his shoulders. Fortunately, the medical team assisted him right away, and he is fine now. He is at the hospital at the moment, and his life is out of danger. Definitely. Officer Carter, thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate you for joining us. We hope the situation gets solved soon, and that all people are safe. Thanks to you. Hello, sir. What's your name? Hi, I'm Thomas Owens. Mr. Owens, thank you for joining us today. So, you were inside the bank for about an hour. What happened there? Well, it all happened very fast, actually. I was inside doing some business when suddenly I heard a man yelling at us. What did he say? He said we were under his control and that we had to stay quiet. He also made us get on floor. Was he alone? No. There were 3 other men with him. Were they armed? Heavily armed. They were carrying several types of weapons, which frankly I did not recognize, but all of them were carrying arms. That must have been very disturbing indeed. It truly was. I mean, it still is very disturbing because there are so many hostages inside the bank. Yes, that's true. Let me ask you a final question. You are now free and out of danger. How did that happen? Yes, that's right. I have a heart condition. I started to feel really bad inside. I was sweating profusely and I was feeling breathless. Many of the other hostages noticed I wasn't doing well, so they were all around me trying to help. The rabbis realized the situation. Thus, they came and spoke to me. What did they tell you? They told me they didn't want me to get any worse. They asked about my health. I told them the truth, that my health was not strong enough for that sort of situation. That must have been shocking for them. I believe it wasn't. They just told me I had to collect my things and then gave me a message to share with the authorities. What was that message? They said they were not leaving nor releasing the hostages until they were sure they were not going to be captured. I see. If that is your last word, the police are in the middle of a tough situation here. Well, I'm glad you're outside now. I hope you and everyone else can overcome these terrible events. Let's hope everything gets sorted soon. Thank you for your time, Mr. Owens. We really appreciate you sharing your story with us. My pleasure. Hey guys, what's your names? Hi, hello. My name is John. And I'm Richard. Why are you here, lads? Well, we're not looking forward to it actually. The 3 of us were just around the corner at Ben and LPQ having some ice cream when we heard a gunshot. We were very worried, so we left the place for a while. Is your dad right here? Has he spoken to you? He also said that he was really positive and that he was hoping the hostages were released in the next hour. That sounds like good news. Sure, let's hope the robbers let them go soon and that nobody gets hurt. That's what we are all waiting for. Thank you, guys, for the time. Thanks, thank you.